5 reasons you cannot lose weight right now. Hey team, and welcome to this week's episode of The Inspired Show, the show that's dedicated to helping you become the best version of yourself. Before we delve into today's topic, if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button so you can keep updated every time we post our content. If you find this video helpful and enjoyable, please hit that like button, and any questions or feedback you've got, please let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget, in the caption area, you've got access to our free community, which we'd love for you guys to be part of if you're not done so already. You get access to our free starter guide, plus all our social media handles, where we post content each and every day to help you become that best version of yourself. So today's episode is all about why you cannot lose weight. The reason why people cannot lose weight is because they're not creating a calorie deficit. So in this episode, we're not just going to say the reason you're not losing weight is because you're not creating a calorie deficit. We're going to actually look at the reasons why you cannot create that calorie deficit in order to help you get the fat loss that you're looking for. The first reason why we're not creating a calorie deficit to lose weight is because of lack of awareness. Lack of awareness typically around our tracking, the tracking of our food. When it comes to losing weight, one of the most popular methods at the moment is calorie counting. And it's a method a lot of people use. However, it's still a method a lot of people do really struggle with. And they find themselves not seeing progress. And that's simply down to the awareness and accuracy of their tracking. They're guesstimating foods too much. They're underestimating the amount of calories that they're having. And they're also missing out on the little things that can add up over time, like sugars in teas and coffees, milks, condiments, cooking oils, liquid calories, so on and so forth. So in order to be super accurate with what we're doing, you need to invest in a digital pair of scales so you can measure your foods out easily and quickly. You also want to maybe invest in some measuring spoons so you can weigh out things like butters, oils, milks, whatever it may be, the things that can add up really, really fast over time. But once you've done it in a measuring spoon, you know exactly how much weight the measuring spoon is. So it takes a little bit of the time consumption out of those tracking methods as well. Another thing we need to be aware of is when we're batch cooking foods, a lot of people are just confused on how to do that. So most apps these days do have a recipe builder where you pop in all the ingredients in bulk. It then asks you how many servings it does, and then it gives you the approximate calorie amount, which is a lot better than guesstimating it. And there's also going to be things like eating out as well. If you're eating out, that can have a challenging effect for you when it comes to tracking of your food. So a really great way I like to look at this is basically searching for the thing that you're looking for. So for example, if you're going out for an Indian takeaway, you might search a chicken tikka korma, pilau rice, and a side of chips. You'd find the highest one in your tracking app and then put 1.2 of a serving in. That will help you massively stay on track by overestimating it rather than underestimating it. So if you can bring more awareness to your calorie tracking, this will be an absolute game changer for you. The second reason why you're struggling to lose weight and stay within your calorie deficit is because you may be an emotional or stress eater. This is a common issue for a lot of people that are struggling to lose weight. They use food and alcohol as a way to deal with their emotions, which often means an overconsumption of calories, an overwhelming sense of guilt and shame, and then falling into one of two camps afterwards. One, hitting the big red F it button, where they just carry on overindulging because they feel they've ruined all their progress. Or two, they starve themselves the next day, create a lot of stress, a lot of irritability, a lot of hunger, and then they end up binging, and they're stuck in this vicious cycle. So we need to actually start looking at breaking this down. So the first thing we need to be aware of is making sure that we're just eating enough food to support our daily energy needs while still being in that calorie deficit. Secondly, we need to be identifying the stresses and emotions in our life right now that are causing us to choose food to get that instant gratification. Once we identify our stresses and triggers, we can then put things in place to give us delayed gratification rather than using food and help us overcome that aspect. Number 3, lack of planning. I say to my clients every single week, if you fail to prepare, you're preparing to fail. If you're trying to wing it, you're leaving yourself open to failure because life can get busy, life can get stressful, and life can get tiring. So when you're busy, when you're tired, when you're stressed, guess what's going to happen? You're more likely to go for convenience, which can sometimes be higher in calories and easily overeaten, but which then can lead to feeling tired, lethargic, and then stuck in this vicious cycle of going for these options. So taking a little bit of time on your day off, for most people this is going to maybe be the weekend, a Saturday or Sunday, so actually write down the meals you're going to be having for the rest of the week. your breakfast, your lunches, your dinners, your snacks, and then asking yourself, do I need to do a food shop? Do I need to do a little bit of batch cooking to make things easy for myself? Do I need to maybe buy some healthier options that are quick and convenient, like a high protein ready meal, just in case of emergencies? If you take a little bit of time on your day off to plan, it will help you massively in the long run and save you so much time and help you stay on track throughout the course of the week and help you stay within that calorie deficit. Number 4 is poor sleep or lack of sleep. This is something that's often overlooked by a lot of people. You see, if you have lack of sleep or poor sleep, then your body's hormones that regulate hormone, hunger, and energy are going to be out of sync. Appetite's going to be higher, hunger's going to be higher, and energy is going to be lower, which means you're more likely to overindulge because you're feeling tired and your appetite's higher. And when you get to that level of hunger, you're not usually craving more nutritious foods. You're craving the higher calorific foods, the mixture of the sugars and the fats that are very palatable, very enjoyable, but they can leave us feeling low in energy, but consuming a lot of calories. If we're also impacted energy-wise, we're less likely to achieve our daily movement targets, which again can impact us in our calorie deficit and reaching our goals. So if you have poor sleeping patterns at the moment, identifying what the reasons is for that. Is it inconsistent sleep timings? Is it a poor evening routine? Is it too much screen time for going to bed? Is it a poor morning routine? Once you identify this and put things in place to improve your sleep, it'll be an absolute game changer for you. And last but not least, number 5 is unrealistic expectations. We live in such a fast-paced world where people want things now. They want to be losing weight yesterday. And when they're not seeing fast results, they get frustrated by this process. And inevitably, they end up self-sabotaging because they're not seeing the results they want. So we need to maybe reassess our expectations. If you're looking to be losing 3, 4, 5 pounds every single week, you're going to be setting yourself up for failure because that's just unrealistic for most people. Yes, you might lose a big chunk in the first week with a little bit of fat loss and also a chunk of water weight, but after that, it will subdue to about 1 to 2 pounds per week. And this is completely normal. So we need to get the expectations of 4, 5, 6 pounds every single week out of our mindset and really focus on that 1 to 2 pounds per week, which is a lot more manageable, a lot easier to hit consistently, but also focus on the non-scale wins as well, because at the end of the day, it's not just about the scales. It's about how you feel, how you look, how you're managing your stress, how your quality time with your friends and family is. These are so much more important than that number on the scales. So setting realistic expectations can be a game changer. Now, what I'd love to know is which one of these 5 is the one that's challenging you the most right now. Let me know in the comments, and the one that gets the most votes, I will do a dedicated video on helping you improve that the best I can.